Welcome back. The Bureau of Justice Statistics found that 75% of females and 63% of males in local jails suffer from mental illnesses. Being in a jail setting can also aggravate these conditions. The city of Ithaca is taking a new approach to try and keep these individuals out of jail through a new mental health court. Jack Sears sat down with the judge at the Ithaca City Court who is leading this change.
It's a simple principle he wants to accomplish.
Let's treat these individuals humanely and not put them in jail, but require them to get treatment. It's the right thing to do.
Ithaca City Court Judge Stephen Miller will be presiding over the city's new mental health court. The court will be the 26th of its kind in New York State. It will also be the first in Tompkins County and the first in the 10 counties that make up the 6th Judicial District.
This is a community idea. The Tompkins County Mental Health Department has been reaching out to judges. NAMI, the National Alliance of Mental Illness of the Finger Lakes, has been reaching out to the courts. A lot of members of the community have been contacting the courts and asking, why don't we have a mental health court?
This court is one of multiple efforts by the community to improve mental health issues within the criminal justice system. It brings an alternative approach to incarceration for individuals with mental illness. Defendants who commit minor offenses can qualify to become part of the court. Once involved with the court, participants will meet with the judge often to talk about issues ranging from housing stability to therapy options.
The community does not benefit when individuals are walking the streets who are homeless, who are extremely symptomatic for untreated mental illness, and who are getting arrested and rearrested for minor offenses, and then are put in the county jail at a huge expense to the taxpayer.
The Tompkins County legislature approved funding last month for a mental health coordinator who will serve as a social worker to directly follow and advocate for participants in the mental health court. The mental health of inmates has been a long-standing concern for Tompkins County Corrections Captain Ray Bunce, who has worked in the county jail for nearly 25 years.
Mental health for inmates overall has been an issue, because if I need to find a psychiatric hospital for an inmate, it is relatively hard. It takes a long time to find a bed for that person. And that entire time that we're looking to get that person to particular services, that person's sitting in our jail getting no services.
The county approved funding in February for a forensic psychologist and mental health counselor who will work with inmates in the jail, as well as a re-entry coordinator who will help people transition out of jail. Bunce says the steps being taken by local lawmakers to improve services for inmates creates a safer environment for all of his employees.
If an inmate has an opportunity to talk to someone and to talk about how they're feeling and maybe even be prescribed medication to help them feel better, that's a positive thing for what we do every day.
Bridget Schaffner is the president of the Finger Lakes chapter of the National Alliance of Mental Health. Her organization has long been an advocate for the new court. She hopes the court will minimize how much time first responders have to spend addressing mental health issues within the community.
The law enforcement, as great as they are, that is not their role to play. And so it starts to become very clear that this is not the place for them to be receiving the treatment that they need. And additionally, like I mentioned, it's just not the role of law enforcement. So we're adding an extra burden onto our law enforcement system to try to help folks that are in jail with very little tools that that they can rely on. So
all of the candidates for the court must have a documented mental illness and will be followed closely by mental health professionals for the duration of the program.
Any defendant that comes in front of me, for example, in mental health court, needs to be fully informed that, look, you have an opportunity to participate in this mental health court. It is not going to be the easier path, but this is going to be an opportunity for you to, for the first time in maybe your life or in many years, get the treatment you need and hopefully avoid getting arrested again.
Schaffner says the work for this court is not done. Funding for a mental health coordinator has only been approved by the legislature for 1 year.
The biggest challenge will be down the road when the current funding is needed to expand so that we can cover the whole county. I think that's where the biggest challenge is going to be, this to make sure that funding is available so that we can expand the court to the county.
The court is expected to start accepting participants in early 2019.
This community values alternatives to incarceration. We have probably more alternatives to incarceration in this county than the other 61 counties in New York State. And that's what this community values.
After the break, studying endurance. Jack Arpey looks at a current study on strength training and what it could mean for endurance athletes. Stay with us. Missed an episode? Be sure to follow us at ICTV Reports on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to stay up to date on all of our latest content.